Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Warren Walker and I'm going to be your host. Today we are going to discuss 10 must-have for a high-quality website in 2020 from the buyer's point of view. So please stick around as we go through these options. Yes, as a person that has a website, as a brand that has a website, we have certain requirements and needs that we want to fulfill. But one of the needs we need to remember the best or the most is what our customer, what our client needs. It's no good for us to show them everything we have without forgetting what they want. So it is important to look at our website and consider what is the need of our customer. Before we get into it, let's have a quick word from our sponsor, Find a Tour. We'll be right back. Yes, thanks to Find a Tour, we are able to broadcast this video today. They give amazing work, trustworthy, reliable, and they're right here in Cape Town. If you're looking to come to Cape Town, please contact them. Put their link below. Use knightspromo as a voucher to receive your discount off the next tour you book. One of the fundamental things that you're trying to achieve on your website is to develop trust, is to instantaneously or as quick as possible develop trust with a person that's there looking at your product, at your service, at your website. Consider if you went to somebody's website and say there's 3 websites. Now you're looking for a builder and there's 2 or 3 websites that are all of the same quality, the same standard. But one of those websites, they have an association with the building committee of whatever country you're in. They have accreditation from that union that they're part of. So they have certain laws that they have to live by. Aren't they the one that you're most likely to go to? Yes, you develop this trust with people through your association. So say in tourism, we have the Cape Town Tourism Association. We have the South African Tourism Association. Now, it doesn't mean by law, if you're in tourism, you have to be associated with them, because there are thousands that are not. But having that on your website, when somebody sees that and they go, yes, but they're part of that association, that must give value. It must mean something. It builds that trust. So consider who you're associated with. Who do you support or support you? How can you grow that relationship through their association? But you need to remember that it works the other way as well. If who you are associated with, if there's a massive scandal, if there's a massive controversy that happens inside their company, a scandal, their mistrust will rub off on you. And so automatically when people look at you, they'll go, yes, but they're associated with that company that embezzled all that money. Maybe they're in on it. People will be reluctant to give you their trust, you their money. So always check who you associate yourself with. Consider, would you want to do business with yourself? Have a look at your competition. See who their associates are. See who they putting their trust in. It's a good way for you to learn how you need to show yourself so that you can gain that trust. One of the worst things I personally dislike is that when I go to a website and I can't navigate it easily, it's not user friendly. trying to push me in a direction that I don't particularly like. I enjoy going to a website and having choices. Not too many choices, but choices. And while a call to action telling me that I need to do this action is great, but I don't always want to do that action. I'm the kind of person that I like to motivate myself to go where I want to go. So to have a proper navigation, to have a proper menu structure, that doesn't mean you have a menu on top and a menu under that and another menu and another one and another. People get completely lost. So a proper navigation system to all of your pages. They call it the 3-click rule. When you get to your website, within 3 clicks, they need to find what they're looking for. It mustn't take them half an hour just to figure out where to go, just because you want to keep them on your website. In the end, they won't find what they like, they won't build trust, they will leave. So proper navigation. And navigation not only is a menu, but it is including your headers. Good, solid title written there, something that they can read. You know, when you're looking to go somewhere and you don't quite know if you've got there because there's nothing telling you that you're actually on the page, or that top header doesn't change. So they click on the button, nothing happens, they click on the button. Well, they've already gone there. They just didn't know it because the header's still the same. That is a bad navigation. It is a way to frustrate people. You want to make it clear and precise. Show them what they need to see, where they need to go to find what they want to find. That way, customers are happy. If you go to a website, if you're looking for something and you click on a website, don't you want to be able to, within ease, get to where you're going and not be now looking where it's supposed to be? I know they've got a blog somewhere, I just can't find where it says they've got a blog. Think of the navigation. Think of how you can make it easy for your customer. Sometimes simple is better. Yes, a great function to have on your website for those that maybe don't know how to use the menu the way they're supposed to is naturally to have a search. And all e-commerce websites will have a search because they have a website, a menu that says go to categories. They look on the categories, and it says go to home improvements. They look on home improvements, and it shows them a whole list of things, and eventually they find that one chair they're looking. Whereas if you gave them a search and they can just type in I'm looking for a chair, you take them instantly to the page with all the chairs. So while it is a good idea to have such a facility on your website, it isn't always required. You need to think of your customer. If they're coming to your website, if you only have a few pages, is it necessary to have a search engine with only a few pages? Not really. All you're doing is making your website more cumbersome, adding features in that is not really needed, something that they don't need at all, something they can do without because everything's on a clear one-touch button menu. Consider the tiers, how deep your navigation goes. Then you need to see if it's realistic to have the search. And of course, when they search, make the results meaningful. Don't just throw up every single thing that's on your website because they happen to search in a particular name. You want to make it meaningful for them so they can search for something and get the results that they're actually looking for. That way you build trust, you keep their attention, and they will stay on your website. Let's face it, every brand is in it to win it. They're all there, including me, to make money. Your brand is a way that you want to develop to make money. You want to grow your brand. Do you think a company like Nike spent billions on their brand so they don't make money? Absolutely not. iPhone. I'm not an iPhone lover, I'm an Android lover. I won't spend the money on that phone. But if you're an iPhone lover, then you're prepared to spend that money. Why? You believe in the brand. They've spent billions on developing that brand. So we're in it for the money. Because we're in it for the money, we need to make sure that we aren't making our customers feel like it's only about money. If you're trying to educate your customer, they don't feel it's about money. If you're trying to show them something of interest, they don't feel it's about money. But if you sit running ads one after another, and everything you do on your website, everywhere they go, there are these ads that pop up. Eventually they're going to say, this website doesn't really have anything of value. It's not something I want. That doesn't mean you can't have affiliate programs. It doesn't mean you can't have a certain camera that you use, or a drill that is one of your daily tools. And while you're writing your blog, or you have a link to Amazon to download for people to go and see and buy that drill. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't detract away from having a good website. But having these random ads that pop up, while it does bring you in some money, if they're relevant and selective, then it's okay. But if you just have them all over your website, and yeah, that days are gone in the past when you went to Google or Yahoo, all of them, Bing, and they were just cluttered with adverts. People hated using the search engines. Nowadays, they're selective, they're inconspicuous, they fit in, so they're not in your face. It creates more trust because the person's not just trying to sell me something, they're trying to educate me. They're trying to show me the benefit of my service, of my brand. So while ads are important for a brand sale, they aren't always important for a brand trust. So you need to weigh up the consequences of having too many in-your-face ads. If you can subtly make them part of your website that people barely even notice they're there, or they're there to help somebody. Look, you can get this. There's the place you can buy it, and oh, by the way, I might make some money off it. It's the perfect thing. Whereas if somebody comes to your site, and while they're looking at shoes, you'll be going umbrella, 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 they're going to leave. They're not interested because there's just too much going on, and they feel like you're pressing it down their throat. You don't want anything pressed down your customer's throat. You want them to be relaxed with your brand. You want them to come and look at your brand, enjoy your website. It must be a nice experience, not something that they think to themselves, where else can I look? Because when I go there, it's just too much. As I mentioned before, when you go to a website and you go from one page to another, do you find the same image on top as part of that header background? Because if you do, you are making it harder for people to navigate your website. Is that image that you're looking at actually applicable for the page you're on? When somebody shares your website, if they share the content on one page and the content on another, does the same image share? All of these things detract from your website. All of these things hurt your brand. As a buyer, as somebody that visits your website, they want to see what's relevant. If I go to the men's department, I expect to see some man's brand on top. If I go to the animals department, I'm not expecting to see tools or equipment. I expect to see something about animals. So make sure your images are applicable for what you're looking at. They need to be of high enough quality that it doesn't destroy my eyes, but also it needs to be of small enough size or compressed so that the page loads quickly and I don't get depressed because you're eating up all my data. So consider your images, the size of them, the content of them, how effective they are. In fact, I'm going to throw in with images videos as well, because they kind of fall into the same category. Videos are moving images. Well, that's what they used to be when they first came up with videos. I was at a website the other day, yesterday, day before, and they sell valves and gauges, high pressure stuff that plumbers would use. When I looked at their website, I saw a video from their parent company or a supplier, and the video that was on there had nothing to do with them. It was a commercial, a business commercial about the parent company that was sitting on their website. Now the association, I understand they want to gain credibility. They want to gain trust because they have the association with the parent company. But When I looked at that video, it had nothing to do with their products. It had nothing to do with them. Immediately I thought, there's something missing on this website. Where is their video? Where is their image? Their brand needs to build. Yeah, it's fine having something relating to the parent company, to another company, but they need to represent themselves. As a person visiting their website, I find myself lost. I find myself broken because their website was broken. It's important to realize what is an image. Yes, it speaks volumes. It is something that you can't replace. It's something that 100 people can look at and all describe in a different way. Whereas words, you're pretty telling them what it must be. But images allows them to make up their own mind, set their own tone, their own mood. Because it's a moving thing, you wouldn't want to make your images outstanding and in their face. You wouldn't want all your images to be in sepia or black and white and then one is in color. That would be wrong. That would create a feeling in people that they'd be lost. Just like on Instagram, you keep the same theme. So when you're on your website and you're thinking about your client, the customer that's coming to look, keep that same theme, that same tone in your stock that you're creating, in your brand. That way you can build that trust. You can keep their attention and keep them coming back for more. The world that we live in, it has gone mobile. I don't know the exact figures, but I dare to say that 9 out of 10 people in this world, on this planet, actually have a mobile. And 9 out of 10 of them all connect to the internet. And so if your website, especially if you're in a first world country, second world country, third world country, if you're in a city, if you're trying to sell to people and you're not mobile, you're not going to be successful. Your brand needs to be versatile. Your brand needs to show that no matter what somebody throws at you, you can cope. If somebody comes to your website off a mobile and it doesn't respond properly, it doesn't auto-adjust itself, it doesn't make itself correct for a mobile, instantly your credit is gone. It's cumbersome. The pictures are too big. I've got to scroll side to side to see everything on the page. You will lose your customers. You will lose that interest. People will go somewhere else. Nowadays, when you build a website, you need to make sure that your customer is happy. Your brand needs to show that you're prepared to spend the time to develop something worth them, worth their time and their energy. If you're not prepared to do anything for your customer on their mobile while they're browsing to see your service, how are they going to trust you to do a service for them? If somebody's not prepared to help me while I'm looking for them, how can I trust them working on my house? How can I trust them fixing my car? Yes, today's world, we need to have responsive websites, websites that auto-adjust depending on the screen that they have. Now, some screens, they're huge. I use a TV as my screen. Some screens, well, they're as small as an iPhone watch. So we need to make sure that what we're showing can be shown on all devices. That way, we exclude nobody and we include everybody into our brand. In the end, products and services, the engine behind your website, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're building that brand for, it is your bread and butter. Why not make it as simple as possible for people to get exactly what they need? Find it easy, all the relevant information, enough photos explaining what your product or your service is. Answer all the questions, tick all the boxes. Now, I'm a difficult person. When I go to a website and I go and see what somebody has on their website, if I don't get all those questions, if I've actually got to send that email to inquire for more information, or I've got to pick up the phone and call them, it irritates me. Most times I won't. I'll leave them and go look for somewhere else. Rather consider your customer. Consider the person that's there, that's buying. As the buyer, they want all the information. They want everything related to them. They want to see why I need this product, how I can benefit from it, what is this brand going to do for me. Transparency. By giving them everything up front, including the price, you create trust. Now, if we look at Amazon, all their items are priced. You can see the price. If you go to a lawyer's website, they don't give you a price. Probably because you'll run away scared if you realize how much you're going to pay by the time you need a lawyer. So look at the industry you're in. Decide for yourself, is it to my benefit to have the price quoted for my products or my services? If I go to a website and I say I need a plumber, and they don't tell me how much it's going to cost to come out and have a look at my geyser that's just broken, I feel like they're going to rip me off. Because if they were honest, they would put it on their website to tell me in my area it will cost X amount of money, and because it's a weekend, I'm going to be paying more. That builds trust. They're showing me everything up front. That's what you need to do. Consider your customer. When they come to your website, they want transparency. They want to see what you offer. It gives your brand so much more than somebody having to pick up a phone to find out what exactly you have, why it's at such an amount. And of course, they always want to do it after hours on a weekend when you're closed. Consider the frustration that they have. So when it comes to your product or services, give good quality pictures showing what you do, good descriptions, all the information that you possibly can. And when people ask other information, go and add it in. Give a price if it's possible. If at all possible, give the price that it's going to cost. Even if it's starting at a certain amount. That way people know, oh, I don't have that, it's not the product for me. Or I can afford to get there, let me see what I can get. That way you build trust in your brand, you build trust with your customer. One of the quickest ways to build trust, to get your customer to enjoy your brand and to want to come and deal with you and use your service or your product, word of mouth. Now, in the old days, that's what we had. Many people, the barber down the road that used to cut your hair, he never advertised, not a stitch, but he was always busy. Because you'd have your hair cut, and then somebody would say, well, where did you get yours cut? And you said, no, I went to Pitt down the road. And so Pitt was busy because of word of mouth. You can implement this on your website as well, especially if you can get people to want to give you compliments. Let them write a thank you note. Let them do a video blog. Put it on your website. Testimonials is vital for your industry, for every industry. Builds trust, builds your brand. When people say, no, I love this brand, I use it and it does the best for me. Once I used this cream, the itch was gone for good. Okay, doesn't that sound like the kind of cream you want to use? Whatever you do, don't pay for it. That same person that does it for you will do it for somebody else. And you know, your shopper, your person visiting your website, they're going to see that ad somewhere else and go, but that's the same person. Oh, look, they do it at a whole lot of places. Consider where your image is going to be, where your brand will suffer, all because of a paid testimonial. So next time you're on social media, next time somebody says something nice about your product, they've used it, they've installed it, they love your service, ask them for a testimonial. Ask them if you can use a photo of the service that you did with their name and a testimonial next to it. Simple as asking. They say yes, they say no. If they say yes, it builds your credibility. Because for people to say yes, it means your service was good. It means you had something to offer that was good. So you need to make sure that you put testimonials on your website to grow your brand, to help people coming there as a shopper exactly what you stand for. Help them understand, help them decide that yes, this is the person or the brand or the company that I want to deal with. If you had an option of buying a battery for your car, and one company offers you a 2-year warranty or guarantee on that battery, and the other company only offers you 1 year's warranty or guarantee on a battery, even though the one that offers 2 years might be slightly more expensive, you more tend to actually go and buy it. Why? Because of the guarantee that you're given, or that warranty. Yes, if you go to a website and you see products that are available and they offer 100% back guarantee, if you're not happy with it, you're more likely to engage with them and actually purchase that item. You'll see that you, as the seller, your sales will go up. The amount of people that will buy knowing that if they're really not happy, if they receive the product broken, they can return it. They can be refunded. What about if you've got a service and you ask somebody to come and do a service for you? If they're not happy, what guarantee do you give them? Do you tell them, we will come and fix it again, we will do a service call and repeat until you're happy, or if you're completely unhappy, we will refund you your money? Yes, one of the main ways to develop trust in you is to put a guarantee on your website, proving that you're willing to live up to your name, proving you're willing to take your brand to a higher level, a quality above other people, because you offer something. You offer all their money back if they're not happy, or you offer them to replace it or to go do the service again. Yes, your customer's happiness needs to be part of your brand. Giving a guarantee on your website, visible that they can see, an oath that you're saying, trust me, I will sort it out for you. That's how you build a brand. That's how you build trust. And that's how you can get more customers. If somebody has to wait, they become impatient. They did a study with somebody, with a whole group of people at university, and on a computer that they sat behind, they asked them to wait. And the people that had nothing on their screen, they got agitated very quickly because nothing happened. The people that had a little circle saying busy working, they were prepared to wait longer. But even eventually they would not enjoy it anymore. Even eventually they wouldn't wait. So consider the speed of your website for that person that comes to your website. Now, in America, they're prepared to wait only 2 seconds for it to load. In South Africa, well, up to 10 seconds. We're prepared to wait. Things happen slower here. Our networks aren't as proficient, and well, we're a different breed. So consider who your clientele is. If you're strictly for South Africa, there's a little bit more lenience. But if your clientele is international and you're looking to attract people in America and the UK that are on very high quality networks, then your speed really counts. So maybe you even want to consider hosting your website on those domains. Put them over there so that they can get there first, so that you keep that customer. Because people here, we're prepared to wait a little. It's not quite as serious. Yet, when you take advantage of your customer by wasting their data for your page to load slow, because you haven't compressed your images, because you haven't done what's right for your website to make it faster, to make it load quicker. Responsive websites can show one picture for the big screen and one picture for a small screen. It has those capabilities. So you wouldn't want that big picture to load on a little screen. It would be just a waste of data. So consider the speed, consider how fast your page loads, consider your customer. That's how you build your brand. That's how you build trust in working with you. You want that customer to look at your brand and think, they're proficient, they're responsive, they navigate easy, they show me what I want, and I can deal with them. That's how you build love. You want your customer to love you. You want your customer to speak about you, to share you. They need to respect your brand. Your brand needs to work for you, not you work for your brand. Thank you for taking the time and spending it with me, for watching this video all the way till now. I appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if it's something that you could understand, if it's something that you could learn from, that could motivate you, that you could go and look at your own website from a different point of view, from a buyer's point of view. It's not what you want to sell, it's what they want to buy. They're the important one. Your brand needs to reflect that, to show interest to them, that they can see that this is somebody I trust, somebody I want to work with. And I hope you can see, I hope this is what I've achieved in this video. Make you realize that there's a different way to look at something. Not always your own, not always that it's right or that it's wrong, but just some way that's different. And for you to think of your website and what you're selling, and the way you're selling it, how it affects somebody else, and how they can learn by it, and how can they build trust in you. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you too for our sponsor, Find a Tour, that sponsored this video. Please, there's a link below. Check them out. Use the promo, Knights promo, to get a discount. See if you qualify. I'm sure you do. Go click on it. Go have a look. Support them just the way they support us. Please give us a thumbs up. Follow the channel. Subscribe. Turn your notifications so that you can see our next exciting brand development. It's coming soon just for you.